Welcome to another edition of IMO Sports with Pedro Justice. By now, I'm sure all of you have seen the video footage of Billy Joe Saunders and Deontay Wilder, their confrontation in the restaurant. Basically, Deontay Wilder was having dinner with his friends, just relaxing after a great day. And Billy Joe Saunders and some of his people walked by. They wanted to take pictures with Deontay Wilder. They were taking pictures. Ness from the Boxing Voice said, "What up?" to Billy Joe Saunders. Then Billy Joe Saunders walks over to Deontay Wilder. They shake hands. And then Deontay Wilder remembered that Billy Joe said something about him. So he confronted him and said, "Did you call me a racist C word?" And then Billy Joe paused for a moment. And then he said, "Yeah, I did." So he's looking. And then Deontay Wilder stands up. Like, okay, that's not something that you say to me. So he wants to have some words with Billy Joe. But that doesn't mean that he was going to punch him. Why would he just punch him? He wanted to confront him and let him know that he didn't appreciate that. But what does Billy Joe do? He panics. He wets his pants. And from what all accounts and from Billy Joe Saunders' mouth, he said he threw a chicken at Deontay Wilder. So when Billy Joe threw that chicken at Deontay Wilder, guess what that did? That escalated the situation to a place that it didn't need to go. And so because Billy Joe couldn't keep his cool as far as handling a confrontation, he overreacted and escalated the situation. And then he had to run, Billy Joe, run. I mean, he took off. And then people that were with Deontay Wilder chased after him because it was disrespectful to throw the chicken at Deontay Wilder. Now, two men can confront each other without actually fighting. But when one person is trying to be a part of the show, he overreacts. And here's how I know that he wanted to be part of the show. He ran all the way back to his hotel room and he was laying down and talking about it, saying, "I told my big brother Tyson Fury that Deontay Wilder was messing with me. And Tyson Fury said he'd beat him up for me." Really? So he's laying there with IFL saying that Tyson Fury is going to beat him up. So basically he was acting like a little brother, starting trouble, and then had to run home and get his big brother to take up for him. And so that makes him look weak. It's like he thinks it's all fun and games, but you don't throw anything at another person. That's assault. And the problem about it is he didn't throw his hands at him. He threw an object, a piece of food, and then he ran because he didn't want smoke. If he was a man, he would have just stood there and talked to him because they were both being held, but they weren't overly aggressively trying to get at each other. Deontay just wanted to talk and say, "That's not something you do." And he could have explained himself, but instead of explaining himself, he became afraid. He reacted like a person who was afraid, and then he ran home and told his big brother like he was afraid. So he was basically like Charlie Z, a troll, because he saw what happened with Deontay Wilder and Tyson Fury earlier in the day. And he knew that he didn't have anything going on in his career right now. Even though he has a big fight with Andrade, he just doesn't have that same showmanship. And he tried to join the ranks of the big boys. But guess what? You didn't do it. You look crazy. You look afraid. And you were the chicken running. It doesn't matter about size. When two men are talking to each other, size doesn't matter, especially if you're just talking. He escalated the situation to where it didn't need to go. And then he couldn't man up and take the heat. And so he run, Billy Joe, run. He turned into Forrest Gump and ran all the way home. And then he cried to IFL and said Tyson Fury is going to protect him and beat Deontay Wilder up for me. Yeah, that's what a real tough guy does. But it's okay. It doesn't matter. I'm waiting to hear what Deontay Wilder has to say about this situation, and also Tyson Fury. We'll see. Let me know what your thoughts are. Until next time, it's Pedro Justice.